I think the strength of feeling is very strong, and I think we shouldn't underestimate the anger with the BBC at its coverage of the Palestine-Israel conflict. In all my experience, I have never known a demonstration to begin outside the BBC headquarters. That's how angry people are. And they are, of course, the anger is based on what's going on in Gaza, the killings of children, the apologetics of Western leaders. And I feel there is a slight change now in mood from people who are normally not inclined to take sides.
I mean, the BBC will no doubt defend the balance of its coverage, and obviously we're speaking to you now live on the BBC to get your view. In terms of the issue now, do you regard as Israel's response as proportionate, given that Hamas are firing rockets and the Israelis saying this is simply a response to those rockets and also the tunnels that are being dug that militants of Hamas use?
But you know, let's be clear about this. Israel started this war when three people were kidnapped, not by Hamas, their leadership denied it, but by some rogue group. So they carried out a war against Gaza to destroy Hamas, as they've attempted before. This is not the first time we've seen it, and the excuses are always the same. Effectively, unless we have either a Palestinian state, independent and sovereign, which Netanyahu and virtually the entire Israeli leadership has ruled out, or a single state solution, this is going to benefit no one. It is tearing apart Israeli society. When you see images of Israeli citizens standing on the mountains and applauding the bombing, you realize how degenerate Israeli society has become.
I mean, you call them degenerate. No doubt they would say, the Israeli side, that they are trying to simply defend their country against the aggression.
But I don't accept that there is an equivalence. When you have Israel with nuclear weapons, with chemical weapons, with the sixth largest army in the world, and Hamas, a weak liberation organization with very little, you cannot accept that there is an equivalence. There is no equivalence. And when countries are occupied, they fight back, regardless of who the occupier is. And that's what we've been seeing in Palestine.
Tariq Ali, thank you very much indeed for your time. You can probably gather strength of feeling here pretty high.